Good evening. It's the 16th of December 2023. This is just a quick update to see where we are on my journey. If those who haven't watched my videos before, just give you a quick recap. I'm 53, from Norwich, South Norfolk in the UK, and we had a prostatectomy back in April. Gleason scores were 3+4s, and I had a 1 4+3. So back in April we had the prostatectomy at the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital, and everything went well. 6 weeks after that we had the blood test, the PSA blood test, to see whether everything was okay. I'd done a previous video to say that it was undetected, less than 0.1, which was a fantastic result. Very happy with that. Through the summer I had another blood test done in Latvia in August. I had 2 more done, one in October and one in November, close by at my GP's. And then the results come back at 0.1, and although very small gain, it is still a gain, and I lost the undetected sign. So for me it was a slight rise, which set the alarm bells ringing a little bit, because basically if you haven't got a prostate, you shouldn't have no PSA, or it should be undetected, very, very low. So we had a 6-month review after my operation in April, and that was done at the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital on Tuesday. I see my consultant and surgeon, Mr. Illy, very nice man, explained everything what I asked, and I had quite a few questions for him. And I asked the question, 2 things I want to know. One, were they able to do a blood test to 2 decimal places rather than just a 1, so I could get a more finer margin to exactly where I was. As I said in one of my videos before, I'm 0.1, 0.1, 0.1 paints a different picture to 0.11, 0.14, 0.17. Both 0.1s, but that paints a different picture to that. So I just wanted to know, did the labs at our hospital, do they use, or are they able to use, a ultra sensitive testing kit? And the answer come back, no, they don't use one. Some NHS trusts in the UK here do, but we don't use one in this region. And he totally agreed to my concerns. I wanted to see where I was. Am I going to be in my next blood test at 0.2? But to him, he said it was academic, because they wouldn't do nothing until 0.4. I'd read 0.2, but he's the surgeon, and he said 0.4 before they start anything. So I'm still going to try and get a blood test. I'll have to go private. But I've tried to find a website. I think they're called www.psatesting.co.uk, where they do a lot of events down the south and the northwest, where Lions clubs, rugby clubs, Freemasons clubs, where you pay £20-25 for a private event, and they will do your blood test, and they will do it to 2 decimal places. If you can't go to one of the events, you can have a home test, but unfortunately the home test didn't work for me. They give you a couple of lancets where you put in the end of your fingers and massage your finger, but I wasn't able to get enough blood. You need about this much. I wasn't now able to get enough blood out, so I gave that one a miss. So I asked the question to the hospital, were they able to do a blood test for me and me send off my own blood? They said they could, but to ask my GP first. So I'm waiting to hear back from the GP whether they can take a vial of blood for me to send off to get this result, because I want to know where I am. Am I 0.15? Am I 0.11? Am I 0.17? You know, I just want to know where I am, you know, for peace of mind, really. So we're gonna go down that route. I can go and get one done somewhere in Norfolk for about £120, which is a little bit expensive, but you know, compared to £27.99 from this PSA testing. So we're going to give that one a go first, and see what happens. So we had a good conversation about you know, where it could be the PSA was coming from, and at the end I asked him a question. I said, where do you think the rise or the reoccurrence is coming from? So again, he took a lot of time, brought up my pathology report on the PC, had a look at everything, and he basically said, which you know, it's not the best news. He basically said that he's guided from an MRI scan, which was back in October, 6 months before the operation, and he thought he got everything by cutting the nerves back a little bit, just in case where my tumour was. He just cut the nerves back so that would take away any little bits, microscopic bits coming out. But he then drew the picture of the prostate, and where the pathology report on the computer was saying, he was drawing there, and he said, you know, he wasn't aware of a certain place at the bottom of the prostate where the urethra comes through the bladder. It comes through the prostate and it exits the prostate, and he drew a little dot there where he thinks it could be the rise. So yeah, it's not the best news to me. You know, I've been thinking about the last couple of days what it could be. It could be. This is only me thinking. I might be overthinking, but I'm trying to piece together what he's told me, and it literally could be that a piece has attached itself to the urethra, and he's cut the prostate out, and a piece is still on the urethra, which is slowly growing and giving off the PSA reading. If everything would have been got from the prostate, then it should be undetected, 0.01 below. So that's how I'm thinking at the minute. Again, I might be wrong. If anyone knows any different, pop it in the comments for me. So I've asked a few questions to the secretary just to see what's what, if they can come back to me, because if it is what's going to happen, then I'd like to know about it. I'd like to do the research. I've always done a bit of research on the whole condition, and that sort of mentally gets me prepared. What's next? I don't some people say I overthink. Well, yes and no, but I like to know what's going on, and so I'm very interested in the subject, and so I hope I gave Mr. Ridley quite a few questions that which he answered. So I'm just waiting back to hear from him. I sent him an email a couple of days ago, so if they get back, they get back. If not, well, I'll just ask again until, you know, just want an answer. Where does he think, and what happens next? Is it something that is curable? Is it something that I'm going to have problems with in time? Just want to know what's what. So the next steps are literally a blood test in January, early February, and again we'll see from there. So it's just for peace of mind for me, really. I just want to know what's going on. I was hoping that I don't know what I was hoping for. I was hoping that there's a reason why the PSA goes from undetected to 0.1, and so normally once it gets to 0.2, that means there is a reoccurrence. So I just want to know, am I creeping up to the 0.2 by doing a 2 decimal place blood test? So I just want a peace of mind. Just want to see what they can say, and just put my mind at rest that, you know, it's at this stage, if it does go down the route, I say there is a reason why they don't do a scan under 0.2, because it just won't pick it up. They'll do a PET scan, PSMA scan, and it just won't pick up under 0.2, so they have to wait till 0.2 and above, and probably 0.4, so they can see everything there. and hopefully with, if they get it early enough again, perhaps there's something they can do. But he did explain to me that if he had to cut a bit more of the urethra off, then that probably would have left me incontinent for the rest of my life. So, but he said he didn't see it on the MRI. The pieces which it did pick up on, he clearly cut round and done his best. So there's no blame attached. It is what it is. And say 6 months from the MRI, things do grow, especially inside, and it is what it is. And to say, I hope that I can just try and push this forward so I can just keep on top of it, and then if we can get it early enough again, if there is a reoccurrence, I don't want it spreading to other organs and different places down there. So we've got to wait for another blood test, but I'm just going to wait for some emails back from them to see and discuss what's next. So I'll give you an update after Christmas. For all those people who do subscribe to me and who do watch these little updates, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's been a very indifferent 2023 for me. Many challenges along the way, but we're still there. We're still alive and kicking and feeling fine. Just like to have some good news now and then. So if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. It doesn't cost nothing. So I'm now on 603, still a way off the 1,000. I know it's not everyone's subject, but I like doing the videos. I like getting out there to certain people who take a little bit of interest in this subject. So yeah, we'll still do a few more, and if anything changes or we get any news from the hospital, I'll come back and just do an update on the video. So have a nice Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.